Rothwild's got a stubborn reputation. I doubt asking nicely is going to work. We'll have to find a more persuasive means of getting what you want out of him. He's probably close to his office. We should start there.
I could just randomly assassinate my friend here. Why would I do that?
Was only supposed to scare him. Oops.
Marked for shipment to the most distant point of the Empire.
Looks like.
Survivable. If they had a fast ship. I wonder who this was meant for. You box somebody up in that thing and they won't be back in town for months.
Why are you glowing?
Hey, I heard the Royal Protector busted out of Coldridge. Think we could take him?
If I say yes, you gotta close your trap.
Unnecessarily gutsy. Yep. I was right, that was a terrible idea. What the hell?
I'll only take a finger.
Oh god. Here we go. Okay, so that went awful. You know, I think the worst thing about that is that I know this game is going to eventually give me endless amounts of shit for that. Okay. Close the door behind me. Hope no one's coming. Ah, man.
I know what this is. A makeshift interrogation chair. Rothwild must be using it to coerce employees.
I, the undersigned, agree to renounce any association with any employee union, to abstain from discussing such matters at any time, and to promptly report any co-workers that encourage union views. I agree that all grievances will be taken up with Bundry Rothwild and his staff in an open and fair manner. That's totally how it's gonna work. Vivisection of the third live specimen is almost complete. Careful perforation of the lower diaphragm has brought me closer to observing secretion of the oil, but the process retains its mystery. This creature has weakened considerably since its capture, and its output is quite low. I've attached electrical stimulators to the beast. A mild current increases output by 20%, to the considerable complaint of the whale, I might add. Increasing the voltage will likely kill the creature, so further exploration will have to wait on a stronger specimen. For now, the music continues. Remarkably, each specimen I had the pleasure of studying during the voyage possessed some minor variance in physiology. On the second leg of the trip, east of Tivia, the crew hauled aboard a female some 42 inches in length. I estimate she weighed 35 tons, and the ship sat low, rocking side to side throughout the night with her thrashing. By candlelight, I took her apart, sketching and taking notes. Against her bellowing, I cut into the mass of tentacles around her mouth. Within, I found row upon row of teeth, and a baleen running along the upper jaw. Through this broom-like structure, I assume she filtered food from the water that was too small to be chewed. Okay, let's not do that.
Think you can hide all day? I'll flush you.
So there was probably a more subtle way of doing that. I have no idea where I'm going. That's not the way I want to do this. Luca. We grabbed these from some sleeping overseers. Next whale carcass that needs carving, try planting these deep in it first. They ought to tenderize things real nice. Even if they don't, it'll be fun. Mind that you don't blow yourself up though. I gotta actually remember what stuff I actually got. Because I thought I had another bone charm. And I did. At one point. Then I screwed up and had to start again. Son of a bitch. First, a reminder. All equipment within the Rothwild slaughterhouse is the sole property of Mr. Bundy Rothwild himself, leased to an individual worker on a per-shift basis. A butcher's saw is not to be equipped and used without proper training and authorization. Misuse of the equipment could result in disfigurement or death. The saw itself is composed of 3 systems: power supply, cutting blade, and chip ejector. The reciprocating blade is cast of hardened steel and, when properly maintained, provides severe sharpness. It is crafted to slice flesh, but will cut bones with ease. The mechanism for powering the blade is a harness supporting custom-sized tanks for whale oil, capable of driving the saw for an entire shift before refueling is required. Care must be take not to strike, heat, or electrify these tanks. The ejector is a new modification, casting out a stream of flat blade fragments. Since the girth of a whale often exceeds a butcher's reach, the ejector allows for blasting away unwanted offal, or breaking down dense bone at a distance. I know the guy comes along here. Any minute now. Really, it's okay if you want to come along here. There you are.
What do we do with the drunk?
Did he just disembowel himself with his own... Okay, suspicious open space. Oh, this is good. This can only go well. Oh good, a fountain of blood. Okay, so it's... Okay. I've kind of resigned myself to... a just killing everyone. I ran out of non-lethal options way too soon. This is gonna turn out awful. But can I just mention that the one guy, I blew up his power supply. That saw should have been off. That saw should not have still been on.
The power system in there looks like it will put down that whale in an instant. I almost think you should. I know they're just beasts, but still.
Look, I'm kinda in the middle of a few things here. Where is this rune? Oh, there it is. I get the feeling this was supposed to be challenging because I would need to avoid all the people walking around. Anton. This thing was found in the belly of catch number 184 when we were processing it. I've seen plenty of weird things in a whale's gut, but never one of these. Must have consumed it in the deep, and I think it's been there quite a while. Don't ask me how I can tell. If you have any ideas on what this may be, please inform me. One of these was recovered back in the month of wind, but I haven't seen it or the man that found it since then. BR. I've set up this device to stimulate the whale's nervous system, with the intention that doing so will prolong oil secretions and squeeze more of the precious fluid from each catch. Unfortunately, this device can lead to the instant death of the beast if too much power is used. Filling both tanks and activating the device extinguishes all life function in an instant. A painless and quick experience for the whale, but at the loss of the additional revenue that can be generated by sustaining it as long as possible. Okay, good. because I was worried that didn't kill it. And then I was gonna feel like an asshole. Slaughterhouse offices. Rothwell. The interrogation chair is set up in the meat locker and fully powered. We have run some test runs on a few of the most problematic laborers. They spill all their secrets very quickly. They seem to die easily after about 4 treatments. She's ready for you whenever you need her. Mr. Rothwild. My research on Abigail Ames has turned up nothing. She has no close kin that we can leverage. Looks like the plague took her sister and mother. Her father died on a whaling ship of your predecessor about 10 years ago. As far as blackmail goes, she's got no secrets I could uncover. Devout as an overseer, it seems. Not surprising, since she's rejected every blackmail offer to come her way. I don't think she's making a power play. She seems to legitimately have the best interests of the laborers in mind. As I interview the workers, it seems she really has them in her thrall. They'll do whatever she says, and their belief in her is absolute. If something happens to her, as in, like an accident or something, I expect they'll riot. I'll keep searching for an angle on her. But in the meantime, I advise leaving her intact. It might be worth even considering some of her reforms. I know that doesn't suit you, but it would at least buy some time and get the workers back in here. The butchers lack the finer skills to keep this place operational. Your servant, G. Okay, so that's a bone charm in there. Oh, now I get sleep darts. Son of a... Keyhole? Not seeing anything, not hearing anything. I can't read that.
Ramsey? No, this is about the workers. This is about fair pay and safe conditions.
Don't bother. You're not the first of his moles I've caught. What happened, Abigail? I trusted you.
Okay, I need that anyway, but...
Rations, bags of coin as bonuses. But you're about to see that my generosity is counterbalanced by a very inhumane side.
Mr. Rothwild. You? No! Well, Dowd, what do you want with me?
I'm not here for you. I'm here to learn about a ship called the Delilah.
Did the Lord Regent send you? That old fool, Hiram Burrows.
In case we forgot.
I know all about the Delilah. All of it. And I can give you exactly what you want.
Please do.
Not so fast. I need something from you in exchange.
That's what I thought. What?
We're both professionals, Mr. Dowd. I was hired to get these gutless workers striking, which I did very nicely. And then destroy the slaughterhouse itself. That's where I got caught. And that's where I need your help.
How?
The whale oil in those tanks out there is enough to destroy this entire place. The important industrial bits, especially. Just open all the valves at once to let the oil start flowing. The pressure will go out of control, and... boom.
What about the people inside?
Growing a conscience? The factory workers are already out. My boss will hire them on, in better conditions than they'd ever see here. Not the butchers, though. They can die screaming for all I care.
Don't try and con me.
Wouldn't dream of it. Here's the key. Don't get caught. You take care of the slaughterhouse, and I'll tell you everything I know about the Delilah.
You know, I could put you in Rothwild's interrogation chair myself. Why should I bargain with you?
Because it's a long and messy solution. And I'm gambling you're not the kind of man who likes that. Make a deal with me, and I can tell you what you want, and pay you for your trouble.
I'll consider it.
Yeah, it's probably easier to just do that. Frankly, I'd probably end up having to kill them anyway. Young Rothwild was never convicted for any of the killings. In all cases, the courts ruled that he had acted in self-defense, or in the defense of his property. Not that his property was substantial. The Rothwilds were not a family of means and depended heavily on the charity of the Abbey of the Everyman. The senior Rothwild went with the whaling ship Huntress when Bundry was only 10 years old. His mother Ruth... His mother Ruth was lost the following year to an industrial accident in the bottle-making factory where she worked. Rothwild became the sole guardian for his younger brother, who managed to support them both by hanging around the harbor, doing odd jobs for whalers who had known his father or others on the Huntress. By then, Bundry Rothwild was already familiar with the club and the knife, and was no stranger to odd occurrences. Things went from bad to worse for Rothwild when, on his 13th birthday, his younger sibling was taken by the overseers. Allegedly, the boy failed the successive trials and did not return home. Rothwild lacked the funds to pay an investigator, and no subsequent hint of his brother's fate has ever been learned. This latest tragedy to befall Bundry Rothwild instilled in him a view that the world itself was malevolent and hungry for life, especially innocent life. After a time of black mourning, he approached the whaling ship cutter and began learning the trade from the crew. Rothwild took to whaling with great success. At sea, he hunted the beasts with a single-minded purpose, and would take extraordinary risks in locating and harpooning his prey. Among the crew, those men he could not beat senseless, he outwitted. In short order, he petitioned the maritime barrister Arnold Timsch to grant young Rothwild a whaling license, paying the significant fees himself, rather than relying on a sponsor for the funds. The rapid ascent of Bundry Rothwild had begun. They have spelled his name as Bundy or Bundry. Alright. Let me just loot around real quick. So I am actually gonna... stop for now. I need to run the air conditioner for a bit. So... yeah, I'm just gonna call that it for... just for now. Still gotta get back into the swing of editing things. Alright, so until next time, keep enjoying the videos and subscribe to help the channel and see more.